Men do not value convenience or ease.
Men don't want to get laid.
Men don't want to spend money on dinner because they're not guaranteed to get laid after.
A real grown man is not going to care about a little bit of twang, a little bit of zest. Like, it's literally an organ. It's not supposed to taste like pineapple.
This is why you're not getting laid. It's because you're too shy.
They're predicting that 40% of women will be single by the year 2030.
If you are not over your ex, don't try to date, period.
Dating is not about love, it's about access and a certain level of ignorance.
I am so sick of my time being wasted going on first dates, and the man will sit there the entire time and bring up his ex like 20 times in conversation.
Men don't want to spend money on dinner because they're not guaranteed to get laid after. They want to just fuck without having to put in any effort. And if you don't put in any effort, you have to put in money. And if you don't have any money, you complain about how much dinner costs. So why not shift to coffee? Yeah, that's an option, but you're definitely not getting laid if you take her out for coffee. But I could tell you how to get laid for $20 or less, but it takes effort, and you guys don't want to do that. So sounds like you're in a pickle. Men don't want to spend money on dinner because they're not guaranteed to get laid after. They want to just fuck without having to put in any effort. And if you don't put in any effort, you have to put in money. And if you don't have any money, you complain about how much dinner costs. So why not shift to coffee? Yeah, that's an option, but you're definitely not getting laid if you take her out for coffee. But I could tell you how to get laid for $20 or less, but it takes effort, and you guys don't want to do that. So sounds like you're in a pickle.
Men are waking up to the fact that they don't have to buy access to women if there's genuine chemistry. Great, but if you're expected to spend, perform, and prove yourself just for a chance, walking away isn't being cheap, it's having standards.
This is why you're not getting laid. It's because you're too shy. Take it from me. I'm the shyest person in the world. I am trying to save you. Don't be like me.
A real grown man is not going to care about a little bit of twang, a little bit of zest. Like, it's literally an organ. It's not supposed to taste like pineapple. Everybody telling you that it will is literally lying to you. Nothing is going to make an organ taste like a fruit. But there are things that will help you keep her balanced, that she doesn't smell like a literal crab seafood boil, because a man definitely does not want to be tasting that. I have committed to Leaf Forest probiotics. Taste good, they're inexpensive, and they actually work. These are literally less than $15. They have slippery elm, which helps with, staying moisturized, help with odor control, and help prevent yeast infections. They're not gonna help you taste like pineapples. That's literally like unrealistic, let's be real. Not to mention, I have endometriosis, and it's actually helped with my period cramps, because when I tell you my period cramps be on 1,000, I'm not lying. These probiotics are literally booming on TikTok right now. I'm gonna link it right here for you, because trust me, they actually work, and they're worth your money. They're also super inexpensive. Because they work, because they're not expensive, they literally sell out so fast. So if you see that card, make sure you lock it and you get it right now, because they're running a major flash sale right now. So they're going to sell out. Get them before they do, because trust me, I see the difference, and my boyfriend definitely sees the.
Notice how everything gets turned into another thing women have to buy to remain desirable now. Even normal body chemistry is being treated like a problem that needs fixing. Men don't need perfection, and women don't need to spend their money chasing some fantasy version of what a body is supposed to be.
Please tell me you guys saw that interview with Sexy Red and Lil Yachty and that other guy. I don't know who the heck he was, but they asked her what was the craziest thing to happen to you. It was like an interview, and she was like, getting raped. They're like, awkward, and they were like, haha, let's just change the subject. Like, they just dead ass laughed in her face. Like, I could believe what I saw, because literally men are like that. They're like, how about something else? And she was like, oh, like a shootout, I guess. Like, you could just tell, like, she just always gets dismissed trying to, like, just talk about like things that actually hurt you as a woman, but you're not really respected like that in male spaces, unfortunately. Like, the appropriate response would have been like to ask her how she felt, like, is she okay, like give her a hug. These men said, let's talk about a shootout, let's talk about girls shooting guns. I'm like, dude, I hate you guys. Like, you are not safe.
If someone discloses something as serious as sexual assault, the response should be basic human empathy, regardless of whether you're a man or a woman. But let's not turn one awkward reaction into a verdict on every man. If those guys handled it badly, criticize what they did not an entire gender.
Do not value convenience or ease. If they did, then why do so many marriages where the woman's main job is to make a man's life easy through raising his kids, cooking his meals, doing his laundry, keeping the house clean, end in divorce? Men don't want ease. They don't want convenience. In fact, when it's handed to them by women on a silver platter, even when they're asking for it, they come to resent it. Men love striving. They love solving problems. They love figuring things out. They love challenges, and they love working hard to earn something. So be that to a man. Be his problem to solve. Be his challenge to win over, and take all of that energy that you've been putting into making his life better and put it back into you.
Men don't want to get laid, because I made a video saying that women need to sleep around more, parenthesis, because you need to discover that his D ain't that special. Anyway, but like, if you sleep around more men get laid, right? And there are still men in the comment section going, don't listen to her, girls. Don't listen to her. And it's like, sir, are you trying to keep your homeboys to yourself?
Men don't need a woman to be a challenge. They need a woman who brings peace without demanding weakness. A good relationship isn't about making each other struggle. It's about building something worth protecting.
Men run when they find out what I'm working with. And I don't even like to show them. I don't. It's just like, when they see it, one guy, he just started profusely sweating by the head. Like, he just got out the swimming pool. I'm like, I'm just a female. She's just a cat. Like, what is wrong? And then when they finally, you know, they don't even last less than 2 minutes.
Dating is not about love, it's about access and a certain level of ignorance. And that is why our generation is not dating. We are a generation that has been kept chronically online. Our third spaces are completely going away. We're having an absolute economic disaster where people just have to work all of the time or are not able to work, and our access to each other is being heavily restricted. This is not a time period where you were able to exist in a lot of third spaces, where we were living in really walkable cities, and you can be like interacting with people and meeting new people and find potential romantic prospects. So that is one thing that's really getting in the way of Gen Z being able to date freely. Another thing that's getting in the way is ignorance. So many of us are online and we're seeing the gender wars play out all the time. And even if you're someone who you don't consider yourself to be like particularly political, that you're not.
This is exactly why some men are checking out. When dating becomes a constant battle over money, sex, power, and expectations, a man can simply say, I don't need this piece, starts looking a lot better than participating in another gender war.
All of these like feminist content, and they're always complaining about these men and what it is they're doing on the dark side of the internet, and you're like, I'm just watching my beauty tutorials, I don't know what you guys are talking about. You're still probably seeing influencers getting online being like, why do all of these men, all the boys want to be the girls? Oh, you know, who wants to be the girls? Who wants to be the boys? Is that video? Nobody wants to be the boys. You know what I mean? They like have these guys that are wanting to like take you out on dates where they like take Instagram pictures and like drive you around or whatever. Like, you know, I see so many videos from just like your normie straight girls that are like, why are these men not treating us well? Like, you're probably seeing content like that. So like our generation is becoming more and more aware of each other and the downfalls of each other. Mainly it's women becoming aware of like the ways in which men are not really showing up well. And then that's getting in the way, because beforehand, like, you were just going to the salon with your girlies. Like, you weren't like if you were hanging out with boys, that was probably happening more in like, I don't know, like, girl, I wasn't there, this was like the 50s, but like, you probably just like had your female friends, but there wasn't like, you know, TikTok, there wasn't a For You page where you can like see men's unfiltered thoughts that they think that when they think they're only talking to other men, you know, like that veneer has been broken down and we're too aware of each other, and now no one's dating.
Dating the internet didn't just expose men's behavior, it exposed women's behavior too. Men are seeing things they never saw before, and they're making decisions based on that information. You can't demand transparency and then complain when men start walking away.
Predicting that 40% of women will be single by the year 2030. And don't come for me because these are scientific studies. As in single, never been married, and never had kids. And honestly, I am not even surprised by this study at all. We have normalized hookup culture, and most people are on dating apps just for an ego boost and not to find actual love. Let's not forget how social media has truly made a negative impact in the dating world. So what are your guys' thoughts and opinions on this? Do you think this is actually going to happen? Do you think it's true? And yeah, what are your thoughts?
If you are not over your ex, don't try to date, period. I am so sick of my time being wasted going on first dates, and the man will sit there the entire time and bring up his ex like 20 times in conversation. Doesn't matter negative or positive. It could be them just hating on their ex-girlfriend. shut up. Go date her. You are so obsessed with her. You're literally in limerence with her. Go talk to her. Why are you sitting here with me? Why are you wasting my time? Bro, that's one thing I never did getting out of a breakup. I did not go and start talking to a bunch of guys and talking to them about my ex-boyfriend. Like, simply, if you are fighting the urge to sit there and talk about your ex, you're not over them, whether you're telling yourself you are or you're not. If you find yourself fighting that urge, just take a break from dating for a sec. Just take a break. Leave me and all these other girls alone. Heal and then reassess the dating field. Like, that's what we should be doing. I think that's like one thing our generation does is like nobody knows how to be alone. That's what the problem is. Nobody knows how to just be single, be okay with themselves for a second, and then if the right person comes along, the right person comes along. Everyone's just like,
you're still obsessed with your ex, stay out of the dating pool. Men need to hear that too. Heal, rebuild yourself, and stop dragging someone else's baggage into a new relationship.
Single generation and the most unmarried generation without kids. And I'm not saying this because there's a lack of people wanting it, but I feel like, guys, in our generation, no one commits, no one actually wants to have a meaningful connection, no one wants to have a deep conversation, and trying to find a partner who is normal and even has any morals is so difficult. I genuinely feel like dating apps has just ruined genuine connection. Like, no one hits on each other in person anymore, no one actually goes out to try and meet people, no one actually talks to each other anymore. It's actually really sad.
Can I just say it's extremely frustrating that no one talks to each other on the street anymore. I just walked out of Whole Foods. There was a guy I was staring at while shopping, and he was staring at me. I was clearly interested in him, giving him all the signs, and he still didn't approach me. But, like, I also didn't approach him, and what does that say about me? I guess I have to be that person in this modern day because men don't pursue women anymore. Like, I just want to be pursued. And
you just admitted the problem yourself. You want him to approach, but you refuse to approach him. Two men aren't mind readers. If you give a man signals and he still doesn't move, accept that he made his choice and keep it moving.
So I just had a thought. I'm somebody who doesn't get approached in public by men, right? And for the longest time I wondered, why is that? But it just dawns on me. It's because I'm perfect. Oh, I'm too perfect. Like, just gorgeous and beautiful and all those good things. What do you even say to somebody like me when you see me in public? Somebody so ethereal and otherworldly. Men probably see me in public and think their schizophrenia is acting up. They're hallucinating. And before you comment and say anything like, no, it's because you're so big and tall and you don't have any fucking hair and you're kind of masculine looking. Don't. I'm not hearing any of that. I'm dead set on being fucking perfect and unapproachable and unattainable. That's all it is.
That might sound confident, but sometimes the simplest explanation is that men just aren't interested in approaching. Not every lack of attention is proof. Your intimidatingly beautiful men are allowed to look aside and keep walking. I was literally at a restaurant
yeah, and I could clearly tell that this guy that was sitting right there, he clearly fancied me, yeah, because he kept like, I don't know, do you know when you can tell in it, bro, like, if you like, just talk to me, like, talk to me then, the fuck, like, why do men never approach me, bro, like, god damn.
Boys don't ask you out anymore. What they do is they look at you from across the room and they'll be like, huh, she's pretty. I bet that's my wife. And then they just like take out their phone and watch basketball clips on YouTube Shorts. Like,
on nice, and that's the part nobody wants to admit. Sometimes a man sees you, finds you attractive, and simply chooses not to pursue. Men aren't desperate for every opportunity anymore. Some would rather finish watching their basketball clips and keep their peace.
It's like once I started healing and like really loving myself and like putting myself first and like desensitizing a man, men don't approach me no more. Like they will literally stare at me, probably mild like that, or like just stare at me until I like say something to them. But for the most part, they're not gonna approach me. And it used to really hurt my feelings because I'm used to being someone that's approached. So like now going through this phase of my life that where men don't approach me, it like really made me be like, damn, what's wrong with me? Am I really ugly? Like, da, 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 da. But I think it's just because like my energy is changing and I think men know who they could play with. And at a point in my life, I was very playable. a nigga could play with me. And I was gonna let him. I was willing to be a part of the circus, and I'm not really into that type of thing no more. So I think that has a lot to do with it. I don't know. Let me know what you
Maybe some men aren't approaching because they sense stronger boundaries now, but don't confuse fewer approaches with proof that you're suddenly more valuable. Sometimes men simply see the situation and decide they're not interested in taking the risk.
Men know that their friends are weird. They actually just don't care. They don't care that their boys coerce women into sleeping with them. They don't care that their boys, feed women liquor in order to sleep with them. A lot of men, if they don't see a woman screaming grape, even if they hear about it, they actually don't care. And some who actually know that's what their boys do don't care. It's not, oh, I just don't think they know to the depth, so men get a different experience. And I used to be like, you know what? These guys probably don't know. Like, their homeboy is not the same with them. But no, men actually know that their homeboys are weirdos. They actually just don't care. And they just don't care. And I think maybe that's why they're confused when we're like, you guys actually are part of the problem. Because they're like, but I didn't grape anyone, or I didn't coerce anyone, but your homeboys do, and you don't seem to have a problem with that.
If a man knows his friend is coercing or assaulting women and stays silent, that's not loyalty, that's cowardice. Real men hold their friends accountable, but accusing every man of protecting predators because some men stay silent is a lazy generalization.
Literally the friend that doesn't get approached. Like, people don't approach me in public. They don't. Like, it's once in a blue moon to where people literally will come up to me, or like a person, not even people, a person will come up to me and speak to me and, try to get to know me type thing. But most people have told me like I'm intimidating. Like, honestly, I don't know where that came from. But honestly, I think I had told my mom that. I was like, I don't know why people are intimidated by me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm real cool. And she was like, that's a them problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't help that some people are intimidated by you. Like, people are intimidated, they're going to be intimidated type thing. But yeah, when I'm out in public, like, people don't approach me. When me and my friend went out the other day with her friend, they were getting approached by people. I was just standing by my lonely, you know what I'm saying? And just, vibing with myself when they would walk off a little bit. But people don't approach me, y'all. And I used to feel some kind of way when I was younger, probably like 12, 13. I used to kind of like be like, dang, like, am I not pretty enough? You know what I'm saying? But I'm the okay? So like, I know it's not a me problem. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people literally are intimidated by me. But like, I never understood the intimidation part.
Maybe you're intimidating, maybe you're not, but being attractive doesn't mean every man will approach you. Some men simply don't want the rejection, awkwardness, or risk. That's not an insult. It means they're making their own decision.
Walk up to me and have a conversation. But like, I'm a really cool person. But also too, I'm kind of like glad that not everybody feels comfortable coming up to me. I don't know, because I don't know. Like, it's kind of like an ego boost when people just stare at me. Like, they're mesmerized by me, but they will just keep walking. Like, you're in a museum. You see a picture, you're so mesmerized, and then you just walk off. Like, nothing just happened. Like, people do that. Like, even when I went to this little dirty thing, people were just staring at me. Like, the people who would come up to me would be like the females. That was it. No dudes. But like I said, when I got older, I realized that just because people don't approach you and come up to you, that doesn't determine your worth. Like, you're worth it without these people acknowledging you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you walk in a room, people are intimidated by you. That's an ego boost. That is an ego boost, because not everybody is.
That's fair. Your worth shouldn't depend on who approaches you, but don't automatically turn every stare into intimidation or attraction. Sometimes people appreciate what they see and simply keep moving. Men don't owe an approach.
I'm saying, like, a lot of these people are approachable. People don't approach me. When I went to homecoming, when I went to all of these different outings, like, people literally do not approach me. I will say that I only really get approached by like dudes who probably like 25. I don't know. Like, I feel like they have this type of confidence to where, they're not intimidating. I don't know. But also too, like, I attract dudes my age. I'm 21, who are confident in themselves and they'll come up to me type thing. And, but
for the most part, yeah, people don't come up to me. They don't do none of that. But honestly, like I said, it's an ego boost for me. Like, just staring at something, you're mesmerized. You're so mesmerized that you can't even say a word. So you just keep walking. But I know, like, I'm really pretty. You know what I'm saying? I'm really T. So, like, it don't faze me, but I do see it, of course. You know what I'm saying? I do see it. I do feel it a little bit, but I don't know. Like, I feel like for me, honestly, y'all, if I was out, I've done this plenty of times. I seen a dude that I found attractive, and I don't find people attractive that often. I would go up to him. You know what I'm saying? What's up? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those, like, I'm never too ill to say what's up, like Nikki said. For real. Like, I don't care about all that. Like, if you fine, I'm gonna go up to you. If I find you attractive. You know what I'm saying? Never passing up on some fine shit.
You can't celebrate your independence when approaching men, then complain that men aren't approaching you. If you see a man you want to approach him, a confident man isn't going to be threatened by that. Anyway, that's enough for today. Subscribe, like, share, and turn on the notification bell for the next.